What's up, everyone? We are live at 5 here at Broadway.com. It's Wednesday, December 11th, Matinee Day.
It is Matinee Day.
I'm Paul Wontor.
I'm Beth Stevens.
And we're joined by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
And someone who didn't just do a matinee,
Oh.
not part of her schedule, Meghan Picerno is here. Christine Daae.
I like the way you say it. Very
Picerno.
You should be.
Picerno.
You know they're in Paris. Okay, doesn't matter.
She's fantastic.
Yes.
Love Never Dies, Phantom. I mean, she's going back in time. There's a lot to talk about, but first, today's top 5.
We found out this very gruel casting announcement.
It's so gruel because we have a new cool mom joining Mean Girls on the Broadway. Catherine Brunel is taking over for Jennifer Simard. She starts tonight, or maybe today. I don't know. Maybe
I don't
Matinee.
know.
I don't know.
She's probably already there.
She's probably
in
there.
costume right now.
She's probably watching right now. Hi, Catherine. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
She plays many roles with many wigs. She plays Mrs. Heron. That's Katie's mom. She plays Ms. Norbury, who is a teacher, nerdy teacher, and she plays Mrs. George, who is a cool mom.
Right.
She's taking over from Jennifer Simard, who is leaving for the upcoming revival of Company. And she took her final bow on December 8th at the August Wilson Theater.
And Catherine Brunel was in Thoroughly Modern Millie, and we love anyone that was in Thoroughly Modern.
That is 100% true. That's
and
correct.
many other things.
Yes. And speaking of Company, we found out the final principal casting.
We did. Rashida Scott
Yes.
is joining the cast playing Susan. She was just in Ain't Too Proud. She's fantastic.
so good.
Remember? She literally
check out
had
the
me
vlog,
like,
'cause
I love any performer. She was one of those performers that had me like looking for my playbill and trying to see the lights.
Who
to
is
see her
she?
name.
What's she doing?
Because I didn't know her, and she was fantastic. So now she's joining the very starry cast of Company. So let's just wrap our heads around this cast now.
Okay,
again.
yes, help me out.
Katrina Lang, Patty LuPone, Matt Doyle, Itai Benson, Jennifer Simard, Christopher
You're
Fitzgerald,
going very
Christopher
fast.
Sieber, Nikki Renee Daniels, Greg Hildreth, Terrence Archie, Claire Burnell, Bobby Conte Thornton, Kyle Dean Massey. There's a lot of 3 names, a lot of names, all put together. Marianne Elliott brought this whole cast together, and she's the final principal
And
cast
some of the
member. I
men are
believe there's
playing traditionally female parts, and some, there's a lot of swapping.
Oh yeah, there's a
lot of
lot.
swapping.
There's a lot to take in. Bobby is Bobbi now, and she is a single 35-year-old woman.
Is her name Roberta? That's what I want to know. Is it Roberta?
You know what? That's a good question.
Roberta Darling? We don't know. We'll find out.
Rehearsals start right after the holidays, and previews start March 2nd at the Jacobs Theater. So congratulations.
We found out who's helping bring London to Rodeo Drive.
Baby.
Rodeo
Baby.
I was
Drive
going to
to
say a little
London.
baby. Rodeo Drive to
Rodeo
London.
Drive to London. It's okay.
Oh, I
Or
messed
whatever.
up.
You can do it
I
your
love
way.
how she looks so confused. Caitlin just had the most confused look on her face. We're talking about Pretty Woman, the musical, which is
Yes.
going to London's Piccadilly Theater, and we now have the leads. Amy Atkinson will play Vivian, and Danny Mac will play Edward in this show. Now, Amy was a Catherine in 6, so we know she's got a good
that's
set of
important.
pipes. That's important.
That means she can
And
belt.
That means she can belt. And Danny Mac is currently playing Bob Wallace in White Christmas over there in the West End because it's holiday time. So he's working. He's a working
When is
actor.
that coming back to Broadway? When are we going to have another
I don't know.
holiday
I love
run
that.
of White Christmas?
We've had a lot of holiday shows, though, so magical, right, Caitlin?
Magic.
It begins performances on February 13th, 2020 at the Piccadilly, and further casting coming at you soon.
Cool.
And we finally have casting for this long gestating musical.
What you are speaking of is Unmasked, the Andrew Lloyd Webber review, which has been in the works for a few years, and now it'll be premiering at Paper Mill Playhouse, actually starting January 30th, so it's very soon. And the cast has finally been unmasked.
Look
Let's
at
see.
you.
Rima Webb, Alex Fink, Mauricio Martinez, Mamie Paris, Nicholas Edwards, Alyssa Giannetti. Now it's hard because I don't know them. Jeremy Landon Hayes, Kara Haler, Amy Justman, Andrew Kober. Hey, Andrew. Angel Lozada, Bronson Norris Murphy, and Dave Schoonover. Joanne M. Hunter,
Yes.
who choreographed School of Rock, right? Former
Yes, she
performer.
did.
And
That's
then
correct.
she did Andrew Lloyd Webber's School of Rock. She is directing and choreographing, and Sam Davis is the musical director, and it features a book by Richard Curtis. This is a portrait of Andrew Lloyd Webber's. By the way, he also wrote Cats, which is a movie.
Oh, really?
His
I had no idea.
extensive and Phantom of the Opera starring Meghan Picerno.
Oh.
Extensive body of work featuring unexpected interpretations of his best-loved songs and some new material, especially written for this. So I
It's a
hear it's a
review.
little crazy.
Oh, it's got a book. Okay.
I hear the characters might interact with each other. Maybe
Ooh.
Christine Daae
Has a
has a
cat?
moment with Grisabella. I don't know. But It's going to be a
What?
must-see in Millburn, New Jersey.
I can't wait for Jesus to meet Evita. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be something.
Yes, and we're all going to be able to feel like we're bopping along on Skid Row.
This is not really a shock, but it's good news. We're getting a new cast album of Little Shop of Horrors, with the off-Broadway cast Jonathan Groff, Tammy Blanchard, and Christian Borle. It will be released digitally on December 20th. Just in time for the holidays.
Sure.
You can trim your
Very
tree.
holiday show.
Very holiday show. That's all I can tell you. The CD will be released at a date to be announced. So
People still buy those.
I guess if you want to wrap something and put
Target.
under the
It's all
tree.
about Target.
Target.
And Walmart.
Yes. We have a few other things to discuss
What else?
before
Oh,
Megan
well,
comes.
speaking of Phantom of the Opera,
Speaking
starring
of
Meghan
Unmasked.
Picerno, we might be seeing some behind-the-scenes footage of Megan. We'll talk to her about this.
Definitely
but
will
Ben
be.
Crawford, the dashing Phantom of the Opera himself, is our vlogger. What's the name of his vlog, Beth?
It's not Unmasked.
No.
It's Face Off.
One of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies.
Without the slash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Backstage of the Phantom of the Opera.
I bet you never saw that movie because you're not into movies like that. Did you know
No,
that
no.
John Travolta, they actually removed
it
each other's,
scary?
they swapped faces.
That's not what this vlog is
that
going to
scary?
do.
No.
You're going to get to go into Ben's bro lair. Ask Megan. She knows.
Okay.
And find out she's giggling. She's giggling. She's so adorable.
When does it premiere?
December 17th.
Oh,
So
just in
next
time for the
Tuesday.
holidays. Just
Just
like Cats and a little Shopcast album.
That's right.
There's a lot of content.
That's right.
For the
Spend your
holidays.
holidays with the Phantom of the Opera. I mean, now and forever.
We also found out, and there's been all this in the Heights stuff has been happening because there's been
yeah.
little
A lot of
teases of it all
teases.
down
Yes,
online
that's
because
right.
the trailer's dropping tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
And we also found out that there's a documentary being made about Freestyle Love Supreme, which will of course feature Lin-Manuel Miranda.
That's like our
and it is
Lin-Manuel Miranda
debuting
news portion
at
of-
Sundance. Yeah, there needs to be an LMM news section.
Correct.
Anyway, Beth,
Thank you.
thank you.
I'm going to get out of the way. And let
Caitlin,
Megan
why
in.
don't you tell everyone about today's guest?
Yes. Everybody, we got Meghan Picerno. I can only say it that way now. Here with us in the studio. Guys, she's making her Broadway debut as Christine Daae in The Phantom of the Opera. Although this is her Broadway debut, she knows her way around Miss Daae because she originated the role of Christine in the North American premiere of Love Never Dies, which is the sequel of The Phantom of the Opera. She's done Phantom of the Opera all over the world. She knows Christine, and we're here to talk all about it. Make sure you follow her on social media at Meghan Picerno. Leave all of your questions down below, and please welcome Meghan and Paul.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Yay!
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
This is the first time I've seen you since you've been an actual Broadway star.
Oh, yes, I think so.
Actually on Broadway.
Do I look different now?
I don't know. You're glowing. You're glowing. How's life?
Awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, like for lack of a better word.
Yeah, for lack of a better word.
It's awesome.
You've had a crazy 3 years. Like I was really like looking at your like 3-year journey. It's really what
Yeah,
it is, right?
yeah.
Because I was thinking about it. Like 3 years ago is when you started working on Candide, right?
Yep.
And that was at New York City Opera, and that was directed
By Hal Prince.
Hal Prince,
Yep,
the
who,
legendary, the late, amazing Hal
Yes,
Prince.
and he like just took me under his wing and became a mentor and grandfather figure and everything, as
Yeah.
he does to like so many of us, like
Yeah.
and changed my life. He, Pat Birch, a lot of also my colleagues that I was working with, and like all of a sudden I was on a crazy wild ride.
So tell me about that, because you you did Candide, and you had a lot. That was a short run, right? And you had
Well,
a
it's funny. In the opera world, it's a really long run,
Oh,
but
right.
now that I'm actually in the music theater world,
Right, now-
very short run.
Now you understand.
Now I
Now
understand.
you understand
Yes.
me better now.
Yes,
Finally.
yes, exactly. Oh, that's a good Italian hand. Very nice. Well done.
Steve.
Well done. Yes.
Yeah. So did he at some point say you should play Christine Daae?
Well, he was funny. He was like, "Kiddo, would you ever want to do Broadway?" And I was like, "Oh, I mean, I honestly like didn't really think about it. I mean, like of course that'd be awesome." But and he was like, "Hey, have you ever seen Phantom of the Opera?" And I was like, "No, I have not, and I'm really embarrassed right now." Of course, like I saw the movie, and like I know,
Yeah.
like everyone knows it.
Right.
And so he got me tickets, and I saw it.
Oh.
I saw Allie, actually, Allie Ewald. Allie, hello. And I was just like, okay, so this is awesome. I understand totally why it's the longest running show ever. And shortly after that, Love Never Dies came on the table, and he
Right.
was like, so.
Which he didn't
He's
direct.
which he did not
But
direct.
he's in the Phantom world.
It is in the Phantom world. But he was like, it's never been done here in the United States.
Right.
You should sing for Andrew. And I was like, okay. So I sang for Tara Rubin, and then I sang for Andrew Lloyd Webber. And that was awesome because I was like, oh my God, a living composer. I can talk to him. And it ended up being like this 45-minute coaching more than anything else. And that was also funny because, slightly embarrassing again, because Andrew was like, do you have anything from the other one? Meaning Phantom. And I was like, no, I'm so sorry, I don't.
But I finally saw it.
But I know I didn't say that, but I was like, I'm so sorry, I don't yet. But that afternoon I was cast in Love Never Dies.
Wow.
And that's how I met you in Love.
Yes,
And
yes.
so yeah, and Hal was so right, like with every advice he gave me. He was like, Love Never Dies. You're going to be the first one to play it here in the United States. And yeah, 35 cities in America. And it was amazing. It was awesome.
I love how you said I got cast in and that's how I met you, as if like you have to meet like 5 freaky fans. PHANS. Like he's one of the weirdos who really loves Love Never Dies and Phantom. You got to meet him. But I do.
No.
And I love Love Never Dies.
Oh my
I
God.
met you on the road.
Yeah, I met you in our
Yeah,
first
Baltimore.
preview city, actually.
Yeah.
That was the first time I met you,
Yeah.
and the Broadway.com crew, and fell in
Yes.
love. It's true. It was love at first sight with all of you. But no, and it's just been an incredible journey.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So.
Okay, so Love Never Dies, you ended up doing it for like 15 months, is that right?
Yeah, like about a year and a half.
Year and a half, okay.
And then in the middle of that run is when they asked me would I be interested in opening the New World Tour of Phantom.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's awesome.
Right.
So we closed Love Never Dies the first week of December, and 3 weeks later, I was on a plane to Manila.
Wow.
And rehearsed Phantom. And that was cool because we built it from the ground
Yeah,
up. So like
it's a
how
brand
many
new
people,
production.
but like it's the New York version,
Right.
more or less. So like, all the New York team came out. And yeah, I mean, like how many people can say that they actually like rehearsed Phantom? So we
Right.
rehearsed it for like 2 months
yeah.
and put it up. And
I didn't see it in Manila or anywhere. What other cities did you play?
so I played. Oh, that was cool too. So we actually premiered it in certain countries.
Wow.
Which also, how many people could say you premiered
Right,
Phantom?
yeah, yeah.
So let's see. We were in Manila, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, Singapore, and Tel Aviv.
Wow.
And then I flew back from Tel Aviv, and 2 weeks later, I was in rehearsal for Broadway. It's been crazy.
I guess you did well because at some point they must have said, "Well, we're always looking for Christine Dias on Broadway." And that's not the voice. But is that what happened? At some point, you kind of knew like they're interested in. Or was this all plotted 3 years ago by Hal Prince?
I have no comment on the matter of what occurred, but I can tell you that this beautiful spherical dimensional world of
Yeah.
everything that's happened to me, Hal, Kristen Blodgett, Andrew Lloyd Webber himself, like all of them have been so instrumental to introducing me
Yeah.
into this gorgeous world of
Amazing.
Broadway. So yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
So I also love the fact that in Love Never Dies, it takes place how many years after Phantom?
Okay, you know what? Let's not look into the logistics of things. However, it's after Phantom.
She has a child. Christine Dias has
She has a kid. Yes. she
Gustav.
has a-
How old
yes.
is Gustav? All right, let's not do the math. My
We're not
point
doing
is,
that.
you look
We're
fantastic.
musicians here. Yes, thank
You
you.
look fantastic. You can play any role, and you had this amazing. I don't know how many actresses can say they got to do that.
No, I have to tell you, like, it's been really incredible as a performer and as an actor also I Benjamin Buttoned, which is fascinating. I think I'm the only one actually to ever have done that. And there's only a few of us that have done both roles. And to be able to live her future and then go back in time to
Yeah.
the original, that's been very rewarding, actually. And we had a really big discussion with the creatives about, well, since I obviously have an idea of what happened to her future, I have to obviously know it, but also forget it at the same time because young Christine would never have known that. However, older Christine, I know where the seeds blossomed into, so they must be in there somewhere. I mean, we do have to remember also that Love Never Dies was written after Phantom was written. So, it's so cool as an actor because I'm getting this, now I completely understand her psyche and it's amazing.
I bet you could write some amazing fan fiction about Christine Dias. I feel like you just know her so well.
I do know her pretty well. Well, I know what they have allowed me to
Yeah.
make mine as my Christine.
Sure.
So and actually it's really awesome. I mean, Seth and David Caddick and everyone I think I'm a little fiery and feistier than I thought I was going to be allowed to be, and I'm so pumped about that.
Yeah.
I love that,
Yeah.
So it's and we have, and they're so. This is another thing that's so amazing about the team here, particularly on Broadway, is they're so open to having discussions. Seth can tell you any day. I have always like 50 questions. I'm like, so when she does this, why? Like I have
Really?
and
Wow.
like he's so open to like really having a discussion about it, which I love because yes, obviously there is a tradition and there is a responsibility. I mean, it's very stylistic, and you have to live within the constraints of the structure. But at the same time, there's a little bit of,
Yeah.
zhuzhing that you can do or
Yeah.
spice, and I love it. Very collaborative.
So what's it like to actually be on the stage of the Majestic Theater where the show opened in 1988, January 26th?
I need a better word than awesome, but it is awesome. I mean, like
Does it feel different?
Well, actually, it does literally feel different. So the stage is metal. And I'm used to performing on wooden stages. So, like, quite literally, physically, it feels different. But it's, to be honest with you, I'm almost 2 months in, and it has not hit me that I'm actually here in New York,
Right.
nor on Broadway. Like, it hasn't actually, like, right now, I think I'm still like, yes, I'll be packing my suitcase tomorrow, and I'm flying somewhere for this.
Right.
I think soon it'll
Yeah.
hit me that I'm actually there.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's really neat. I mean, also, I'm used to playing very large houses.
Right.
When you're on tour, they're massive. Like,
Yeah.
you have no, I mean, like, 3,000, 6,000,
Yeah.
So this is a much more intimate house, large for Broadway,
Yeah,
but intimate,
right.
which I actually love. Like, you can very much feel the audience.
Wow.
And that's really great. I mean, I love that exchange of energy. So it's really wonderful. I mean, if you're in the front row, I can see you. I try not to, but
Ooh, I want to sit in the front row.
don't you dare.
You'll see me? You can
Don't
see
do
me in the
it.
front row?
Don't, yeah, you can see. They're right there. They're right there.
No, right there.
Right there.
So let's talk
yeah.
about your leading men.
Yes.
How do they always have amazing leading men over at Phantom?
My God. I mean,
So,
okay.
so the vlog,
The
Face
vlog.
Off.
Face Off.
I
I
saw you
love-
laugh. You know the movie Face Off.
Of course I
Okay.
do. But I also, did he pick that name?
Yes.
Of course he did. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ben is like the coolest guy ever. Like if you haven't figured it out already, like
Yeah.
he's so cool. And again, that's the thing too. I mean, it's fascinating entering into a world. Like I'm always used to building a show up. I've never actually come into one that's
Yeah.
already going. And I have to tell you, everyone at the Majestic is so welcoming and open. I mean, it's bizarre because I'm a leading lady, but I'm also the new girl on campus.
Right.
But like everyone's so cool, and
Right.
like Ben is definitely like one of the heads of that. Like
Yeah.
he's so open and understanding and just chill. I mean, like literally, there's football going on next door,
Right.
and like it's awesome.
Right.
And John
Yeah,
is.
John Riddle, your new Raoul.
I am not cool enough for John. No, I'm kidding. Like John is the coolest guy I know. Like he won't even say it because he's that humble and like awesome. And like not only are they just forces of nature on stage, which I love, but they're so talented and yeah, just all of them are just cool. Bradley Dean too. Like everyone's cool. Like there's a really hip vibe going on Phantom right now,
Yeah,
and
I
like
agree.
it's really great. It's very fresh and very yeah. And we all have plants in our room. I don't know if that's
Plants.
yeah. There's lots of plants
Sure.
happening.
That's
I don't
good.
know. Yeah,
Need life.
there's life. Yeah,
Phantom, it's a dark show. It's not
yeah.
dark
But I
backstage.
love them, and it's really a privilege to be opposite of them every night because they're great. They're really wonderful.
Yeah, so did you can put your suitcases away. You can like put them in the closet.
I
up on
did.
top,
It was a
you know?
weird moment, but yeah, no traveling for a while. Yeah.
I'm so excited for you. Hey, Caitlin.
Yes.
What are the fans asking Megan?
The fans with the PH, if you will. The
That's the
fans
thing
with
I
the-
like to say.
I like to
I put a PH in front of any word.
It has an
Fierce
F, it's a
fever.
PH.
Yes.
Oh yes. So Alec wants to know how have you approached Christine differently in Phantom, knowing what happens and having played it and Love Never Dies? Did that inform how you play Christine in Phantom?
I mean, to be honest, it obviously has. I mean,
Right.
I played almost 400, almost 500 performances of my older self. So knowing what happens to her, not just the actual actions, but like who she becomes. Not everyone becomes a world famous opera diva and a superstar. So those seeds are always in there somewhere, and also like not everyone has that strength that they can develop. So I personally think that those always were there within her. They just hadn't blossomed. So I do think actually, even though she's experienced everything for the first time in Phantom, she is a strong person,
Yeah.
you know, and perhaps it's a little bit stronger than other versions of the character, the younger one that she has. Of course, though, I mean, even actually, Hal wrote me this long email. He was like, now you have to remember, like, she's not Love Never Dies, Christine.
Right.
But there is a but. So yes, in short, I do think it has a little bit, even though I try to forget it sometimes. But I do think I also I did a lot of research. Like I read the book. Anything I could get my hands on, I did. And I swear this has an answer to that question. And basically, like I was really thinking about it, and you know, there's many ways that you can wear the skin of Christine in her younger self. And I was like, well, you know, she is this opera diva later in life. Her father was an incredible violinist. I think actually, like attracts like, and she's a prodigy, and she's probably extremely intelligent and also slightly socially awkward, perhaps. So instead of just kind of like having like someone overtake her, I think she purposely likes to live into the fantasy and give her power up at the beginning. And she's just so inquisitive. I mean, they didn't have TV back then. Also, like, she's an orphan. She doesn't have a father. Her life kind of sucks. I mean, like, wouldn't you go through the mirror? I would. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, like a masked, handsome guy on one half of his face, at least, is like behind the mirror. I would so go through that mirror. Like, take me now. Like, let's go. So, you know, I mean, anyway, yes, it has.
I bet you also, knowing Love Never Dies, I bet you would give Madame Giry the side eye a little bit more. She did a lot. She got involved in a lot of shenanigans later on. I'm just saying.
No spoilers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Maureen wants to know, what was it like having played this character for so long and to finally do it on a Broadway stage? What emotions were you feeling that first night?
But the first,
my
the first
God.
performance.
Okay, the first performance, I don't totally remember everything. Here's a fun fact for all of you aspiring Broadway stars. I had never done a put-in before.
Oh.
And I thought,
You thought everyone was going to be in costume?
yes, I thought a put-in was a dress rehearsal, like all the orchestra's there and all the costumes and this. No.
So let's tell everyone, what is it?
Okay, well, at least
What was
my
Ben Crawford
experience.
wearing? Like a t-shirt?
No, everyone except me is not in costume. I was
Right.
the only one with the mic on. It was just piano. We didn't have the smoke. We didn't have yeah. So like
right.
actually it was so my actual like real first run on this version was on my Broadway debut.
Looking at the front row.
Well, I mean,
could
also
see
I
them.
had almost 100 people there. I mean,
Right.
I didn't realize what I was doing when I was like, everyone should come to my debut. You guys should come back now because like now I'm settled. So like honestly, there were a few things because also like the world tour is close to the New York version, but it's not in the sense of like when I turned right, I turned left here. So like if I wasn't focused, I was like, it's 8 months of muscle memory from a slightly different version that I was kind of, but also too like the adrenaline was through the roof because here in Phantom on Broadway, obviously it's a stationary stage. So like I run downstairs and run under the belly of the theater and run up. And I remember on my debut, I was so happy that I made the timing. It's right before All I Ask of You. And I was like, I did it. But what I didn't plan for was how out of breath I would be. So it was like, well, they'll kill us now. And I don't, like, it was just insane. And like by the time like I took my bow, oh yes, and
This is great.
look, you only get one Broadway debut bow your whole life, no matter how many shows
Right.
you do after. So, like, mid-jump, I'm like, am I jumping on my Broadway debut bow? I'm totally hopping up and down. So I was like, well, that's one for the books, Meghan.
That's adorable. I love that. You were hopping.
Yeah, it was amazing, and I think one day this was one cool thing. So a lot of people told me, take a moment if you can and just realize that you're on Broadway. I tried. I don't know if I did it though.
It's hard to do in life, to actually like live in the moment and yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
But
it was
awesome.
it was incredible. It was mind blowing. So it was awesome.
Awesome.
Great. All right, one last question. This is very important. Elise wants to know, are you Meghan, Team Raoul or Team Phantom?
Okay, Meghan Picerno is totally Team Phantom. I love a good, intelligent bad boy that's got emotional issues. I mean, come on. Like, it's like a moth to the flame. Like,
I love that
So
answer.
good.
Like a moth to a flame.
So good.
Oh,
true.
Meghan Picerno. I'm so happy you're on Broadway.
oh my God, me too.
I'm gonna come see you in
Yes.
that Phantom of the Opera. I can't wait.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to
Now
have
that
you
you're
there.
settled.
Now
No
I'm
hopping.
No, there's no hopping.
Maybe an
You're not out of
occasional
breath
hop.
anymore. You got
No,
it figured out.
I've got
Okay.
it figured out. We're ready to
Okay.
go. We're ready. I'm ready for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's ready for all of you.
Yeah.
So go see Phantom of the Opera at the Majestic Theater, and hey, watch Face Off. You'll be
Yeah.
on it, right?
I'm sure I'll make a guest appearance, whether he invites me or not.
You'll be on it. You're right across the hall from me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Yeah. You'll definitely be on Face Off. I promise she'll be on Face Off. And in Phantom of the Opera. Thanks again.
Thank you
Have
so
a lovely
much.
holiday.
I shall. You too.
Holidays on Broadway.
Yeah. Ta-da.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Hannah Ellis of A Christmas Carol.